For how many years have we been talking about the Cavendish extension? Well, of all the people you could ask that question of here in Montreal, my next guest is the one who could probably give us a year-by-year account of how this dossier has evolved or failed to evolve. Our traffic expert, Rick Leckner, joins us on the line in advance of a special town hall meeting tonight in Côte Saint-Luc about the Cavendish Boulevard extension. Rick, good to talk to you.
Good morning. You have to say Cavendish Boulevard extension with a question mark.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that little upward lilt at the end.
And that question mark, unfortunately, gets larger every time there's a peep out of the city of Montreal. But you're right about me being aware of this. For 56 years and counting. I started doing traffic reports in CJAD in 1969, and it was a bit of an issue then. And it's just never evolved. In fact, it's getting worse because tonight there is as you say, a meeting at Côte Saint-Luc City Hall being hosted by Dita Burko and Mike Cohn, two very proactive city councillors, with Mitch Brownstein, the mayor, Robert Libman, and myself on the panel. And I can tell you the news is not good. The news is really not good because while there's nothing official to report, I have it on very good authority that as far as the City of Montreal's latest proposals are concerned, which again they have not made public, there will be no Cavendish extension. They're looking at alternate routes, and despite, Trudy, and you know this well, numerous promises over the years, they just keep backtracking and finding all kinds of alternate routes which will not serve the needs of the traveling public.
So you're saying your sources are telling you there is no Cavendish extension design on the drawing board at all, not even in conjunction with that, hippodrome development they're planning?
Well, there is a design for hippodrome, but it does not, as far as I've been told and seen, it does not include the joining of Cavendish North and South, which is extremely, extremely disappointing. And it's just wrong on behalf of the City of Montreal to keep backtracking like this. You know, they had a deal back in 2017 with the province of Quebec that they would do Cavendish, and for that deal, they were given $110 million. They were given money for the Hippodrome project, but none of that money has ever been earmarked for Cavendish. They put about $110 million in a fund and have spent it elsewhere. You know, it's really extremely hypocritical, and I'm being very kind when I use that word, on behalf of the City of Montreal, the way they are behaving.
What are the whispers about these alleged other routes that they'd be looking at instead of joining Cavendish Boulevard?
There are a number of whispers, and that's what they are at this point. I'm wondering if 2 months before the election, the city even has the guts to come out with it. So according to what I've been told or seen, no Cavendish extension, possibly linking Royalmount to Côte-de-Yes, possibly extending Mackle over the tracks in the CP yard, which I don't think that'll ever see the light of day. There's just, the scenarios are mind-boggling because they would only, in my mind, contribute to an already terrible situation getting out of that part of Côte Saint-Luc, Hampstead, NDG, trying to cross the Carry. It's impossible now, and these proposals, if I understand them correctly, would only make a very bad situation a heck of a lot worse.
Yeah, Mike Cohen was with us last week, and he was saying he had a meeting set up at Royalmount, and it took him forever to get there. He couldn't believe how bad the traffic had become. Just in that, it's congested all the time now. It's congested all the time. A big part of the reason is because of that terrible configuration at Jean Talon de Carry, where you get off at Jean Talon onto the service road, and then people are trying to turn right onto Jean Talon across 4 lanes. People are trying to turn left to get to Walmart. People are going straight to get onto Paris, and it's just an exercise in total frustration. And motorists continue to be held hostage all these years, and unfortunately, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. For people who want to see some relief up in that area, some smoother transit, is the only hope now regime change at City Hall? That maybe
excellent question. That is the only hope. I have not heard the position of Ensemble Montreal. In fact, I was speaking to Alan D'Souza last week, the mayor of Saint Laurent. I said, "You guys need to come out and say something." And they do. And hopefully, he's saying that because we've been working, Côte Saint-Luc, Côte Saint-Luc, Tannemont Royal, and Saint Laurent have been working together to try to get this done, and it's just going nowhere. But, Ensemble Montreal must come out with some type of very positive statement. There's 2 months and a week left before the civic election, and yes, at this point, that's the only hope. The other thing that's very disappointing is that the Prime Minister was in town last week and gave the City of Montreal money for all kinds of stuff, I think, including the Hippodrome. The City of Montreal should not get a red nickel for anything to do with Hippodrome until they keep their word about extending Cavendish.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, obviously they're in violation of that provincial agreement they had in 2017, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah. Yes, they are. Do they care? Appears not.
I wonder if there were any penalties built into that deal when it was signed.
Not that I'm aware of.
In your opinion, if they go with one of these, either the Royal Mount option or the Mackle Road option, what will the upshot be for that area? Will there be no relief whatsoever? Will it just be a more complicated drive, or are they partial solutions?
Well, they may be partial solutions, because you'd have to see the entire plan. From what I've seen, it just is only going to add to the chaos that currently exists. I mean, I can't believe anyone would even come up with this idea without having some other hidden routes that would mitigate the issues that will be created by this new plan.
Wow, yeah. Opening up.
So I have nothing positive to say.
No, you don't, Rick. Nothing whatsoever. But I'm sure folks are looking forward to hearing you anyway at this special town hall meeting. So once again, that's in Côte Saint-Luc. I think it starts at 7:15, right?
Correct. And it's not just me. As I said, there are a number of people. So, there I'm sure are other opinions. But I believe they are all aligned with the fact that Cavendish has to be aligned as well.
And you can watch it online, folks, if you can't make it to the meeting. Rick Leckner, thanks so much.
Pleasure, Trudy.
All right. Rick Leckner, of course, you know him as our longtime traffic reporter and our forever traffic expert, I think we'll call him.